What's going on, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well. And in today's video, we have some theories, speculations, and a little bit of even of a news update here for what we can expect in the 14th episode of The Bad Batch. This year is going to be titled War Mantle. So without further ado, let's just jump right on into it. Now, for one thing, I do want to kind of clear the air. I had a whole kind of like a rant video almost about the most recent episode of The Bad Batch, and really just addressing a lot of problems with the overall show, and really just how the Star Wars fans and Star Wars community have really been feeling about this overall show, and especially with all of that. Of course, you guys already know I'm no hater here on the actual show. I absolutely love the show. There's many great episodes of the show, so just keeping that in mind and bearing that in mind, I also like to be as, I guess, positive and also honest as I possibly can as well. And seeing that there's 3 episodes that are yet to come out, at least at the time of recording this video, there's so much more that we could possibly see here in the upcoming episodes of The Bad Batch. So anyway, aside from all of that, moving on here to what we actually saw here only a couple hours ago, at least of recording this overall video here. I am actually recording this video almost on a little bit of a time crunch here, because at the time of recording this video is actually Thursday night, and we all know that the new episode of The Bad Batch is going to come out here later tonight, at least depending on where you are at the world. I guess it does depend for you. It's gonna be like 3 in the morning for me. I never really stay up for it, but I still want to get the news out there as one of the new producers, or not new producers, but one of the producers, however, for the overall show, named Jennifer Corbett, kind of came out here on Twitter with a kind of like a little hype or a little bit of a tease here for episode 4 titled War Mantle, like we had already discussed. Quote, sometimes even the Bad Batch has to follow orders. Episode 14 drops tonight, and of course that is, you know, kind of some heavy teasing there at what we're possibly going to be seeing here for the new episode of The Bad Batch. And it's kind of jumping into some of my theories and predictions here now. Of course, I would love and I really want to see Hauser, of course, return in this episode, have a little bit of crosshair action as well in this episode as well. And one thing I do really want to see by the end of the overall show, I guess more gearing towards the season finale, is that I really want to see Captain Hauser go off on his way to find Captain Rex, Wolf, and Gregor, but more or less specifically Rex, and really just for one thing to have those clones, I guess, interact with each other. For one thing I think would be really cool, but not only to see the return of Hauser, which would make a lot of sense, of course, to see kind of what they set up for his overall character here in the coming episodes, but also to, you know, him go off and try to find Captain Rex to help the Bad Batch, I think would be another really awesome thing to see as well. It makes perfect sense to me in my own thoughts and opinions. I would absolutely like to see that, of course, but aside from that, and more or less kind of deep diving here on what we saw in this overall tweet that came out here from one of the, I'm guessing, producers actually of the show. I'm not completely sure, but they do have some correlations here with the overall show. I'm pretty sure they do some of the producing for the overall show, but that whole fact in saying that even the Bad Batch has to follow orders, of course, leads me to 2 theories and ideas of what we could see here in episode 14 of The Bad Batch. The first one being, I think, is more or less what we're going to be seeing here for the overall episode, and that's going to be seeing the overall Bad Batch actually just go undercover as a normal clones, as if, I guess, Order 66 had actually affected them. And I'm guessing that could very well be for that idea of maybe breaking out other clone troopers and Captain Hauser from the Empire, or the new Empire there. That's kind of the more realistic idea there. I think that we're going to see more or less. I'm kind of sticking on that side. And then the other one, which I think would also be really cool to see, of course, but I just don't feel like is as realistic, quite honestly, would to actually see Omega's inhibitor chip actually go off and activate, and see her try to kill her fellow brothers or something like that. It's kind of something along those lines. Whether she contacts the Empire, I think, which would be kind of crazy for one thing. And that's only if her inhibitor chip was to go off. I think that's the other theory and possible suspicion here that we could possibly see here in episode 14 of The Bad Batch. But then again, I just don't feel like it's as realistic, quite honestly. Aside from all of that, I do also think we could very well see the overall return here of the planet Kamino, and see a little bit more insight on what's going on at Kamino as an overall planet here, especially with the clone uprising really starting to become a thing here with Captain Hauser and all of that, guys. I want to know all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section down below, some of your theories and predictions for the overall Bad Batch show with its last 3 episodes, but more or less episode 14 of The Bad Batch. I'd love to hear some of your theories and predictions down in the comment section down below. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as it really does help with the channel, and check out our Instagram, Unofficial Star Wars, for more Star Wars related content. Guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. May the Force be with you always. Peace out.